How does one worship when they're singing a song that someone else has written from their own personal experience, which means a lot to them? How do you use that song to worship God? That's what this video is all about. So what I'm going to do is I have this song by Plumb called Hang On. I'm going to sing bits of it, as in I'm going to cut it up and talk about the process in between. Let's do this. I'm so stubborn inside here. So long, feels like forever. When we personally connect with some song and are able to use that to worship God, it's so much more real and authentic. Wanna swim away, I'm really up in there, but I feel so afraid. Then I hear you say, this song is not really a direct worship song. It's not saying, God, you're so beautiful. It's not directly praising Him. And I would say it's much easier to sing a song written from a Christian point of view as worship. So it does depend on the song. But it's whatever you do, if you use it to the glory of God, you do it with that intent, with that consciousness, that is worship. Hang on when the waters are rising, hang on when the waves are crashing, hang on, just don't ever let go. Even if it's a very personal experience, if I'm laying it at the foot of the cross and saying, God, this is my experience, and I'm not just being self-obsessed and self-consumed with pity and, yeah, God, you said, let out your sorrows, cast your burdens, so I'm just going to cast my burdens, and not really think of who the being is that I'm talking to, that's not really worship. I'm so hungry, how can I stay here? Gonna lay it at His feet and allow Him to minister to me and to change my experience so that God's glory can be seen in my personal experience. Like a hurricane, it takes everything from me, wake me from this dream, and hang on when the waters are rising. She doesn't just leave it at everything is hopeless, but she allowed God to come and speak to her and say, hang on. And she put it in the song, and that's what makes it so powerful. The waves are crashing, hang on, just don't ever let go. It's a conversation, okay? Let your singing also be a conversation. How on earth do you do that? With your mind. With your mind. Hang on when you're barely breathing, hang on when your heart's still beating, hang on, just don't ever let go. When you deal with the feelings of, say in this song, the feelings of hopelessness, in the song it doesn't just immediately go away after God says, hang on. It's still there, and it's probably not going to vanish immediately. But the chorus keeps coming back, hang on, hang on, hang on. 3 days, 30 years, so hopeless it doesn't matter. Don't say it's too late if you blink your eyes, the sun is rising, the sun is rising. Whatever God says to you as you worship Him, whatever you remember, the Holy Spirit leads you to think about, hang on to that. And that will just dramatically increase your intensity of worship, not just when you sing, but even after you sing. Hang on when the waters are rising, hang on when the waves are crashing, hang on, just don't ever let marvelous song. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's not a conventional subject. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but I think it's important. So if you could relate to it, would you let me know by commenting below, and I would be so happy and I give you a high five. I was actually reminded of a song that I wrote called Don't Waste Time. If you haven't heard it, I will link it below. And it's something God spoke to me as I was giving him my thoughts in worship. So yeah, check it out. I'm Vihan Damaris, and I'll see you next week. Always strive to be like Jesus.
You should rejoice instead, 'cause in the tunnel of sadness there is light.